Hi there. I just wanted to share something with you. Over the past 10 years, I have struggled with a multitude of things. And if you can hang in there with me for 10 minutes, I promise it won't take any longer than that. I'd like to explore some of these things and see if we can connect together. So, 10 years ago, I was searching for a diagnosis. I had been to the rheumatologist, cardiologist, ophthalmologist, had tons of blood work done, spent thousands of dollars um, trying to figure out what was wrong with me. and Several years ago, I was diagnosed with CSS, which is centralized sensitivity syndrome, basically where your central nervous system is in a hyperactive state. And I began to think to myself, how how do I even process all of this? Um, Before then, I had been diagnosed with fibromyalgia, IBS, chronic fatigue syndrome, migraines, complex migraines, neurological symptoms. I had developed an essential tremor. In the past, I've dealt with anxiety and depression. I was having muscle fasciculations, cramps, costochondritis, insomnia, restless leg syndrome, joint pain, light sensitivity, smell and sound sensitivity, and my immune system was basically crashing. It was crashing and burning into flames. But I was more susceptible to illnesses. I had come down with mononucleosis or had a Epstein-Barr reactivation. I had developed shingles in graduate school. Um, I was diagnosed with a parasite that most people can fight off, but for some reason I couldn't fight it off. So I thought to myself, oh my gosh, there's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. I have to have something going on. So for years and years and years, I went to doctors and spent thousands of dollars trying to figure out what was going on. I didn't know if it was autoimmune. I wasn't sure if it was, something detrimental. Anyways, when I came to this diagnosis of the hyperactive response within my central nervous system, I began to research more about it. And I thought to myself at one moment, after nights and nights of crying, like, why can't they figure out what's wrong with me? Like, why do I not have some sort of diagnosis to just give me something to fix it? Um, and being lost within my own pain and feeling like I was that red flag patient where every 3 to 6 months I came in with different illnesses, I began to think to myself, I need to take charge of my own health and well being. And I've got to do something. I have to do something to make this situation better. So I became interested in Reiki, became Reiki certified, began practicing meditation, and got back into yoga. I didn't want to go down that slippery slope where I was um, using unhealthy habits to mask the pain. My family was worried about me. I was worried. My family was worried about me. I was worried about my health. And the prescriptions that I was prescribed by my doctors helped a little bit, but they only were temporary, sources to help it for just a little bit, and it came right back. So, my message to you is this. Hang on with me. Start with the mind, okay? Draw in the mind, find ways to relax, find ways to practice self-care, find ways to get back into center, and then start exploring why these things are happening. Maybe there's some things that are going on that you either recognize or don't recognize that are contributing to these very real manifestations of stress and anxiety. And what I can say is that if you are someone that is a care provider, a care worker, a nurse, a teacher, someone that's always caring for somebody else, that you can go into emotional overload and you don't even realize it. And it hits you like a ton of bricks. And then all of a sudden you're getting sick and you're dealing with chronic pain, chronic fatigue, chronic everything, and you're searching for answers and you're spending money to try to find answers as to why you're sick. And it is so frustrating. And I'm with you. I know it is so frustrating to go to doctor after doctor after doctor and not ever get a diagnosis, or get a diagnosis of 10,000 syndromes that they don't know a whole lot about. Fibromyalgia. I mean, it's still a mystery what this all encompasses. But to get back to all of that, start with mind, self-care, relax. And then realize that when we allow ourselves to be in fight or flight all the time, when we're always stressed, when we're always anxious, it does affect your central nervous system. There's research about it. I've posted links below if you want to explore it more. But it will continue to manifest within your body and produce very similar symptoms to something like an autoimmune disorder. And they're not really sure of the link of if people are experiencing these things happening in their body, if it does not in fact lead to things like cancer and autoimmune disorders and just things that you never want to receive a diagnosis of. So after 10 years of all of this research and that I have done on my own, but as well as exploring the things that my doctors have said and suggested. One book that I can highly recommend is Anatomy of the Spirit. I've posted a link below to that. End all be all, this really brought me to a place where I wanted to explore taking control of my own health and well-being. When I practice meditation, yoga, mindfulness every day, I find that my sleep improves. I find that, my mental clarity begins to open back up, that I have more energy, that I have less anxiety, that this chronic pain doesn't seem to affect me as much as it would if I neglected this holistic part of myself. And so what I want to do is offer resources and an open dialogue for people who are also experiencing these things, who've experienced the frustration of never getting a diagnosis, who are looking for some way to ease these ailments, this multitude of ailments that might have been plaguing you over years, and give you a safe place to talk to others when we're stronger, when we're together, and when we can rely on each other, when we can sympathize and empathize with each other. And so, like I said, it's going to be 10 minutes and I've only got 45 seconds. But I've got more information below on CSS if you're curious about it, and fibromyalgia. I am looking forward to giving you some access to some yoga resources, some mindful meditation resources, and things that can help you. One thing that's helped me tremendously is Daily Om. It takes not only yoga, but recipes and journaling exercises in together. It's very inexpensive. And there's more information to come. And all my best to you. I hope, and thank you for hanging in there with me, but I really hope that you will stick with me and that we can create a community together to fight chronic pain because I hate this term, but now more than ever, we really need to stick together and we really need these resources to help us be our best self every day. So, all my best to you and hope to hear from you soon. Please comment below if you need anything, you have any questions, or you just want to share your story. I am more than open to that, and I am so excited for this new journey together. So, thank you.